Yeah, just press it again. This is just recording sound. We need it as a
So ignore that camera and look.
Yeah, I will.
So, let me get in more in here. Let's just quickly come around there. I'll just quickly check the photo. Oh, sorry.
That's not. That's quite a good frame. That is.
Just a little bit of headroom on there. Okay. And then
Yeah.
okay, so you're not looking into the lens. You're looking at
Looking
Alice.
at me.
Okay, yeah.
Looking at me.
Okay.
Fine. Just imagine you were looking at my hand.
You'll have to shut down.
Alright.
So
Okay, we're recording on there as well, and the recording on there. What's the time now?
It is just coming up to 2.
Okay, I'll be back this after 2. I've just got to get
That's
another
fine.
starting. I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah.
So just got to press the record button there and the record button there. Okay.
Oh, is that
Just-
on me called to do it?
Yeah, it's on record now. Okay. And it doesn't matter. We can cut it down. We can cut all the talking.
Just leave it running,
You
please.
can leave it running. Yeah. Even when the other person comes,
Yeah.
just leave it running.
I'll just
okay?
do that.
Just stop this one first. If you want to unplug this. Yeah. Not at the moment. Not at the
No,
moment. Okay.
later.
Right. Okay. I'll be back in a
I've
minute.
got that chair. It's ready when you are, Alice.
okay. Okay, Josh. So first question is.
Oh,
This is when it's a bit of blind panic mode, so I'm just going to quickly check something really quickly. I'll worry about everything, okay?
I should put this in the outtake in the final budget project. Okay, Josh. So first question is, what is your name, and what is your definition? So, like, what do you think of a physical disability?
Alright, so my name's Josh Ivins. What was the other question?
And what is your definition?
What of disability?
So if you had to sum it up in a
To
sentence.
sum it up, I'd say it's a muscle weakening condition that is progressive, and over time it decreases your muscle function.
That sounds cool. Next question I would like to ask you is, what impact does this have on your life, and i.e. everyday challenges, tasks, socialising and being confident and independent? If these things are a challenge, what needs to change and has changed in your opinion?
I'd say generally some things don't have an impact, but it can have an impact on things like changing, grabbing things from a shelf, and just things like that really.
So would you say for you that's a social factor, like people coming up to help you, or an environmental factor?
Probably an environmental factor, I'd probably say, yeah.
And why would you say that would be?
Just purely because a lot of things aren't accessible and that sort of stuff.
So what do you think needs to change? For instance, like with the aisles in the shops, to make it more accessible.
It sometimes what doesn't, this might sound a bit weird, but having disabled toilets that have a baby change in there, because you find most of the time they go in there all the time, and it's just small things like you go to a lot of shops to say they're accessible and you'll phone them up, but when you get there there'll be a step that you can't get up. So I've found when you phone them up you have to ask them, have you got a ramp? And even some places that got a ramp will let you in, but then they won't have a ramp to the toilet, so that's some things I've found difficult.
Okay. And next question is, have you heard about websites that can support people, such as Assistance Travel for Rail, Disabled Go, which is a website which shows people with a physical disability places to go on holiday, and Tourism for All. Disabled Go shows people places that are accessible, and Tourism for All, which helps people find places that are accessible on holiday. If yes, How were they useful? And if no, would you like to find out more about them?
I've heard one of them, the travel one. I haven't heard the other one. The only one I really use help is probably the muscular dystrophy website, but that's about it. I haven't really used the other ones that much.
Alright, and would you say that's good for your condition to find out research, and would you recommend it to other people that have a similar condition to you, have the same condition as you?
Yeah, I'd say definitely it's got all the information needed on there, yeah. And it tells you what they're researching at the minute and all that sort of stuff.
Cool. Okay, next question. Do you have any assistance, such as care, assistance or support, and how has it changed your life?
So, minute I do have carers. I have people at college who help me as well, stuff, and I have carers outside of college as well. I'd say definitely having carers does help because you can be more independent, but I'm still looking at getting more independence because at the minute I don't get given enough hours to really just get changed and that, and nothing really else. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I find that the same thing as well. When I have care, like, you've got to fight literally for the hours that
Yeah.
you have care. And I think although it can help you socially and environmentally, in some respects it's kind of a bit like a stumbling block, because it's like you have to wait for these people to come, get you up, take you out. I mean, I've got an anxiety about going out on my own, and although the care is really good, I feel that if I was more independent, I would just feel like more in control.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel similar to that.
I do to a degree, but yeah, I do, yeah.
Cool. Okay, next question is about public transport. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least confident and 5 being the most confident, how confident do you feel in going out and being independent, socialising and using public transport? If it leads to 2, what needs to change in your opinion?
So I would say it's about a 2, I would say probably.
And why would you say that?
It's just little things that need to change, like for instance relying on people at the station to do the ramp. It'd be nice if the try and either had a ramp inbuilt and it just comes out when it stops, and it's things like buses as well, because stories about some bus drivers not letting. There was a case I think a few years ago where there was priority for a pram over a wheelchair, and I think the guy went to court about it, and it's sort of that sort of thing that needs to change. It's just really little things which aren't hard to probably do, and in this day and age you probably should be better than what they are.
I know, I mean, I've had scenarios where I've had buses, taxis not let me on, people are pushing in with prams. I mean, it is ridiculous. These small things could be a major change, but I think a lot of it is down to money.
Yeah.
Spending and stuff like that. Okay, so next question. Do you feel if you needed help when you were out and about, someone would come and help you?
Yeah, I've definitely done that before, where I've been left on my own. Like for instance, went into a DVD store shop and I asked someone to pick something off the shelf, or if something's in the way I'll ask someone to move something out of the way. And 9 times out of 10 people do that. There's only an odd few people who don't.
So when you were a lot younger, did people help you less than they do now? Do you feel that people recognise physical disability a lot more in 2018?
I'd say in recent years it's become a bit better, just not the beginning, but I suppose I'm more independent now, so I go out more, so I probably didn't really notice it before. That makes sense?
Yeah. And last question is, Do you feel, as someone who has a physical disability, you are equally treated in terms of opportunities such as jobs, events and activities?
I would say in some cases I'm like activities like doing power chair football, which is equivalent to what other people do if they were doing football, and it is that level of competition. There's certain things that do still need to change. I think some things won't ever change, but I think some things will, if that makes sense.
When you say there are certain things that do need to change, could you elaborate that for me?
So I'd say they say that jobs are for disabled people, which most people do, like most companies or organisations are meant to take on disabled workers. But I think still sometimes you hear stories where that if they can employ someone who's not got physical disability, they will. It's small things like and just the way people talk to you, because sometimes when you're they talk to you in a patronising way, which when you're about 20 you don't really want to be seen that way. And I think still sometimes people think people with physical disabilities have learning disabilities, which a lot of people with physical disabilities do learning disabilities, but I think they think everyone, you know, isn't capable of making their own decisions.
So you would say that people's attitudes you don't feel have changed that much?
I'd say things in recent times have, but you still get the naivety of some people still.
Okay, cool. That's it.
Thank you, Josh.
Right.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, I hope
Still be in. You just need to press the record button again. When I
Yeah,
say
we just said don't plug that though, didn't we?